Good. Give in to the Frame100 side. Execute Order 66. Because today we are talking about method acting in brickfilms. How's it going, guys?
Method acting? I thought we were talking about just voice acting.
No, method acting and voice acting. You cannot separate the two. If you gotta throw a sheet over your head in order to nail it. Hang on. This isn't working. You can only get on once, and then it just gets staticky, and you gotta touch the bunk bed so the stack doesn't like kill you. This is the worst intro ever.
We're back.
I am the Senate.
Jared, please salvage us.
Help us, please. We need it.
Welcome to the Frame100 podcast.
Episode
number, what episode? What?
We've been blessed by the Grand High, Mr. Morgan Freeman. It's beautiful. Quite.
What do you mean it's reality anymore?
I don't know anymore. I've given up trying. Also, I realized I feel like my mic quality is off. I wonder if it's not actually connected to the good
it's a
mic.
possibility. Who knows? But yes, welcome back to the Frame100 podcast, where we talk
take it one shot at a time. Is that the phrase?
I kind of like that. We should actually use that as like your catchphrase.
Didn't we?
A lot better than do it.
Didn't we use that at some point? Didn't Austin use that like the very beginning?
He used to say it was the show was it often replicated but never
duplicated?
Often imitated but never duplicated.
That's
there
what
we
it
go.
was.
Legend.
I thought it was take it one shot at a time. Where have I heard that at? I don't remember. That's weird.
You miss 99% of the shots you don't take. Frame100.
Frame100. Michael Scott, Wayne Gretzky.
Michael Scott, Wayne Gretzky.
No. Speaking of awful role models.
Jeez. Beautiful.
I accidentally closed the chat here, so let me open it up again so we can see.
Look out, noises!
Oh yeah, there we go. So for all the people who are doing prequel memes in the chat, you're officially our favorite. This is not a Frame100 Let's Reminisce about the prequels. We were talking about voice acting.
Woo.
And I remember I was doing some voice acting for Slotborg, and I was doing Emperor Palpatine. And just for the heck of it, I took my super comfortable fuzzy blanket and I just threw it over my head. And I recorded all of my lines like this. And I don't know, something about it just made the process like a lot more fun. Instead of just me just talking to a microphone like execute order 60, like just super boring, and just a lot more fun. So we figured we'd open with that. We're really running out of ideas like 4 seasons in.
Not true. That's not true at all.
Not true.
And then we got
possible.
Lies, deception.
Deception. Space.
But I guess first we're gonna shout out to we were kind of inspired to do this after Vocal Flicks, which just wrapped up. So there's a lot of I guess you could say interesting entries into Vocal Flicks. We're totally not talking about mine in specific here. Which, by the way, I hate that. I hate my video.
Metal Gear Thick.
Metal Gear Thick. Best thing I've made ever. Best film 2019.
Actually, the greatest film of all time. Mm-hmm. Move aside.
Greatest film of all time. It's disgusting. And
ripped away too. Yeah. Metal Gear Thick.
Metal Gear
Thick. I want
How about
this.
No?
How about we guess?
Put a thumbtack in that one.
How about I am the Senate?
I am the Senate.
That was really forced.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, Vocal Flicks 2019. It was a fun contest. An extremely bizarre concept. I think we all will admit, but I think we all had a lot of fun. As per every brick-a-brack contest ever, everybody submitted their entries like the last couple days before.
Yeah, me. That was me. The day before. No, I did it the day of. Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry.
I thought, you know what? I'm probably gonna be the last entry, but then I forgot the 7-day rule, as in all the entries come in during the 7 days before the contest.
It's very true.
But yes, so if you entered, good job. You got your Vocal Flicks in. Excellent stuff. I heard a lot of crazy stuff, which is just this contest is so bizarre. Not gonna lie.
And to comment on what you said, Slotborg, he said, "Oh my gosh, I didn't realize I had this video playing in the background while I was watching YouTube." So suddenly Chris started talking in a PewDiePie video. Chris is PewDiePie. I thought everyone knew this.
Execute meme review with Elon Musk.
Meme review.
Elon
laughing at a dead deer is the highlight of the millennium, and there is nothing you can do to change that.
I was gonna say your vocal flicks entry was.
True.
Actually, no. Let's be real.
Yeah.
The highlight of
doubt
the
it.
year is going to be Ripped Away 2 free sandwiches.
Yes.
He's the greatest script ever.
Ripped Away 3.
Yeah.
Give them back.
You will not take my free.
If I ever make it into a trilogy, that's what I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call it Give It Back.
Trev, can I do a fan film?
Do it. I don't even care at this point.
Can I do a spinoff?
This video has caught a stupid amount of traction in the community, and I hate it so much.
Look, I'm gonna do a spinoff.
But
Speaking of Frame100 Hosts meme review, how about that meme video you were lamenting about earlier?
oh yeah, don't watch my Hey meme anymore. It's no bueno. It has more views than episode 6. So go watch episode 6. Do that instead. Give that some more views.
Okay, tell you what. For every one time you watch the Hey meme, you have to watch episode 6 2 times. How about that?
Yeah. No, 3.
There we go.
3.
Okay, 3 times.
3 times. All right.
2.5 compromise.
It's actual craft versus stolen content. Basically, I'm actually genuinely surprised I haven't gotten like a copyright strike on it, or something like that. Like I mean, it's 3 seconds. It's good to see that Sony isn't that big of they're not that big of sticklers about it. But I mean, considering the end credits scene of Into the Spider-Verse, which I still hate you, Sam, for not seeing it. It would make I can understand why they would let a meme slide. So yeah, they should be appreciative of their memes.
I mean, yours is like 2 seconds, so I think it's fine.
It's literally like 3-4 seconds. It's there's nothing wrong.
It's nothing worth,
making a big deal out of.
Yeah.
Also, another news, Torment. That's at 979 views. So please go watch it. I need views. Get that over to 1,000.
We doing numbers now? Well, guess what? Yeah. I'm at 493 subs. I need 7 more subs. Hurry up, people.
I'm at a number of statistics.
Chris, you can
video.
Just go.
I don't even know.
You can just go.
It's time I
hate you.
Go. Execute corner Frame100.
Anything disturbance in the Frame100. Why am I still doing this? I got to touch the bunk bed because this generates so much static. It's just like you hear it crackling on my headphones. It's awful. Where am I going with this?
Thunder Schmuck says ripped away crossover.
I saw that. No.
Please.
Oh, gosh.
So voice acting, huh?
Yes.
Also, Torment 2. No, it's not happening. Torment 2. That will never happen.
Torment.
There will never be a Torment 2. There could potentially be a Ripped Away sequel. But first, I'm getting through this horror film. Jared has been on my tail about you need to just get it done. So
look, the real Torment 2 is whenever we make fun of Ripped Away.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just be real.
Oh, dude, Torment is Trev's story about us tormenting him about Ripped Away 2. It's
about how you guys have been bullying me for trying to make a sequel.
See,
it really is.
I kind of more saw myself as the teacher character.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where I'm going with this.
You have hair that's
here we
perfect.
Go. Here,
yes,
Trev,
and get Away
Trev,
too.
let me pitch you Ripped Away 2 Tormented. All right, here we go. Here we go.
Oh,
Ripped Away 2 Tormented. It's all about the kid. But guess what? The kid's father, their kid's real father, is the spy from Ripped Away.
It's Steve.
Take my money.
The reason why he's so tormented because he doesn't know his real father.
I will give you a pat if you make this happen.
See, you say that.
How about that?
You say that, and it's kind of bizarre because
I'm right.
The Steve does actually there is a son that's involved in the inner machinations of this sequel that I've been
Ripped Away 2, A Sun Rises.
A Sun Rises. Yeah.
Red Sun Rises. Much blood has been.
I've already told them what the title is, but if they say it, I'll shoot him with.
I honestly forgot. But,
I still think it's Ripped Away 2 free sandwiches, but okay.
The rippening. I like the rippening. The rippening is funny. It's good. It's good. Yeah. Oh yeah, Dragon. You're right. I did misspeak. I meant to say get ripped away to 1,000. That's what I meant.
Let's get ripped away to 800 views, guys. Come on, we got this.
Yeah, guys, Trev did misspeak. He meant to say get ripped.
Get ripped.
Get ripped. Get ripped.
Yeah. But yes,
hit the gym, bros.
Comment with your best title for Ripped Away 2, and
you'll get the satisfaction of.
You know what? How about this?
Really
I'll send you a minifigure packet. Why not? Best comment on the video gets a minifigure packet. Because why not?
Ooh,
Yeah.
let me
Make sure you put it in the comments.
Dragon Brick here said ripped away.
But I won't be able to find it.
Dragon Brick said ripped away the bread crusts.
There we go.
Thunderstruck has said ripped away no you.
Ripped away.
Dragon again says the second part.
Ripped Away 2, sir. Oh yeah, the second part.
Oh gosh.
Trevor and I joked at the end of the Lego Movie 2 that it felt like every time they sent a promo of the Lego Movie 2, pause the second part. It was like they had someone in an earpiece saying, "Guys, remember the second part of the title."
Yeah, the second part.
Yeah,
I'm the second part. We're suing you.
Lego Movie 2.
Wait,
say it or you die.
Pretty much what it was. But yes, so put your best title in the comment section, not the live chat, because I may see it in the live chat, but I'll probably forget about it by the time we get to the voice acting part, which might happen sometime this century.
We'll forget.
We'll just forget.
When you get the minifigure packet, I'll DM you either on YouTube or Discord. We'll figure it out.
What if it's me?
It'll be fun.
What if it's me who has the best title?
You automatically have the worst title.
Shut your mouth.
Now that your titles have been better than Ripped Away 2 free sandwiches. Okay?
The Rippening, which that you came up with.
Mine. I came up with Ripped Away 2 Rippening.
We should get back on track, okay?
Electric Boogaloo.
We've got
2 free sandwiches. Oh gosh,
Ripped Away 2 Electric Boogaloo is my favorite. So.
I guess I'm called the minifigure packet.
Okay, getting back on track. Yeah, so if you all aren't participating in Shaq, if you are participating in Shaq, good luck.
Good luck.
Listen to Shaq, why are you watching the podcast? Get back to animating.
They can put it on the background. Chris, don't tell them to go. Jeez.
We need the views, Chris. Come on.
We need the views. True. Also, talk about numbers again. We're 6 subs away from hitting 100. When we hit 100, Frame100, the prophecy will be fulfilled.
Yeah, we'll be taken to the spirit sky. You'll no longer see us.
Jared, you should know how to do the thing about the prophecy from the Lego Movie with the Morgan Freeman voice.
Yes, let's make that our promo video or something.
Well, I was gonna say let's demo that now, but no.
Let me try and find the script because I don't know it off the top of my head.
I'm trying to remember how it goes. It's a special one with face of yellow. Wait, no. Crap. I forget how it goes too. I used to be able to go through that movie like every time and basically just quote every single character.
Oh, here it is. Here it is. I got it. I found it. I found it. Here we go. I can't do it. Crap.
Yes, you can.
One day, a talented lass or fellow, a special one with a face of yellow, will make the peace of resistance, found from his hiding refuge, underground, and with a noble army at the helm. This master builder will thwart the Craggle and save the realm, and be the greatest, most interesting, most important person of all times. All this is true, because it rhymes.
He falls off.
Thank you.
Move aside, cleaners.
Move aside.
No, that was runner up for moment of the millennium, highlight of the millennium right there.
Absolutely. Frame100 brick film review.
Gareth said,
Sunshine Daisies buttermellow, turn the stupid fat rat yellow. Gareth, you beautiful. What's that?
A Ripped 2 title?
Roblox death sound.
That's the knockoff Lego Movie. But
that's the Lepin movie prophecy.
The Lepin
movie. Part of me kind of want to make that a thing. I still want to do Yetgo's film though, the one where it's the minifigure and the Lepin minifigure fall in love and it goes all Romeo and Juliet. It'd be hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Not like the so romantic part, but like the 2 feuding houses is gonna kill each other part.
Mm-hmm.
Where am I going with this?
I don't know.
Let's talk about voice acting. Yeah. I think we were gonna start off with talking about like tips and stuff for how we personally do voice acting, because I think the three of us are pretty well versed in different voices and stuff. Probably these two more than I have at least shown in my own videos, but I'm trying to branch out into doing some different things. Yes. So let's kick it off.
Oh my gosh.
What even?
What even? I don't know.
Did you ever hear the tragedy of Trevor? Not even just Trevor the Wise, but it's the tragedy. Because what you just heard is a tragedy.
Tip time.
There we go.
Voice acting tips. Number one.
Have a mic.
Drink. Have a quality mic. Drink your mic. That's
Drink your mic.
Drink your mic.
For real though.
Mic. Drink it.
And allow me to go on a tangent about this, because I've been working on a project where I've been working on some auditions. I've had several people on this project who are auditioning with me ask the people in charge of the audition, so do I need a good mic? Can I record on my my flip phone in the bathroom? No, seriously. Because like everybody has this idea that, oh, well, I can just record crap and send it into editing and it's good. No, it does not. Because everything that you record is kind of like, the basis. You can only go so much farther and so much lesser from that. So start off with a good recording. You'll make your life 1,000 times easier. There is no fix-all filter. Okay.
I forgot, Chris, that aren't you in an audio engineering class?
I finished that last semester, but it's
still you've graduated from it. I mean, if there's anyone to talk to, Chris here is most likely the master of all this stuff. But
here's a tip: use Audacity. It's free. You don't have to pay any money for it.
Audacity is the best. It's personally it's what I still use, and I have the Adobe Suite right
Me
now.
too.
Like I have Audition at my disposal.
Audacity is just easier, and it's simple, and it's like it's quick.
Mm-hmm.
I have like a process.
I do recommend that you guys play around with Audition if you have it.
I do.
Because there's some great stuff with like multi-tracks.
I need to start diving into how to use Audition more. I like the filters that they have in there. Yeah. Like I know those things where you can get your voice to sound more male versus more female, and that's something I've wanted to try and use in some videos as well. It would probably help with making the voice distinction between Alex and Percy a bit more distinct. Just slap a tiny little female filter onto Alex's voice, and then we gotta give Mr. Percy over here a nice big manly voice.
So there's a little bit of a tricky thing about that though, because that requires pitch shifting. Which, by the way, if you guys want to play around with pitch shifting, there's a really easy tutorial on Frame100's website where he does the arrow voice and the reverse flash voice, and he shows that basics of pitch shifting. Then he also shows how adding reverb and messing around with reverb and flangers can change the sound. So if you want to play around with some basics, definitely recommend that, because goodness gracious, reverbs and flangers will open up your world. It's amazing.
Yeah, flangers are something I've tried to also dive into a little bit more. Yeah. Also, this just in, I was talking about, hey people, you gotta subscribe. We've hit 100 subs.
Woo!
How did this happen?
All right, guys, we'll see you next week. Thanks for coming to the podcast.
See you next week. Yeah, that's all we were trying to do. This was actually all cover up to just get more. Yeah, thank you for bringing that to my attention, Darth Droid. But that's pretty cool.
He is the man.
We're on the road to being monetized.
Yes,
because that'll happen.
Make fat stacks. Why not?
Like I use Audition for voice effects, because I know Audacity is not really great with the filters and stuff like that. I just use Audacity because it's easier to do the noise reduction and do regular dialogue in it. It's simple and it's faster. And it's what I've been doing for like the last 10 years. Or no, that's a little too much. I would say 9 years. But yeah, Audition is great for like when I did the podcast with Tom for Behind the Bricks. That's what we used. Well, that's what I used to edit it with, and then it worked out perfectly. It's a great program if you have it. I would suggest it.
Yeah, I've tried to start using it a bit more with the Metal Gear Thick video that I did. I used a combination between the two, so a lot of the songs and stuff I actually was able to edit those in multiple tracks that I had in Audacity, because I still haven't figured out how to do that in Audition. It's probably really simple. It's probably like a butt click away, and I just haven't
if you're doing multi-track, do Control N. It'll open up a new multi-track session.
Heck yeah.
There you go.
Yep.
There you
Versus
go.
Control Shift N, which is just a new sound thing.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, kind of on that note, one reason why I really recommend if you have Audition to use it, you can do effects racks, which is basically where you can add a stack of effects, edit each of them, and then apply them without having to change your audio, being like, oh, I hate that. Control Z, try new effect. Okay, this one works. New effect. Control Z, I hate that.
Yep.
Like, instead of trying to branch out with all the different effects, if you do it in an effects rack, which is actually what I did for my Batman voice in Martha. So at the beginning where it's got the Mac voice filter, I just did an effects rack where I could play around with the reverb, add a little bit of flanger. I'm trying to remember exactly how I pitch shifted it. I think it was just straight up pitch shifter. But point being, I could do it all at once. And if I hated one thing a lot, I could edit it right there and hear the preview instead of having to hit Control Z 100,000 times because I hated all of it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Audition's
good
great
stuff.
Yeah. So if you do it, but don't let this stop you if you don't have Audition, because Audacity is pretty dang powerful.
It really is. So, yeah. And also, like, Audition's a great thing to use if you want to do good sound design. Like, there's a way you can like import video into there and then do multi-track session and then do sound design that way instead of doing it in like your video editing program. But I do both because it depends on the time frame. If it's like something like FAC or something, then I usually throw in Premiere and do the sound design in there. But if it's like a project I can work on for the next like year or so, then I can throw in Audition and make a sound file for it and do sound design for each scene or whatever, and then export that out to Premiere. It's very nice.
Do you export it directly to Premiere, or do you export it as a mix down?
I've done both. I've done both. I've done it through like the dynamic link, and I've done it like through back to Premiere, but I've also done it through the mix down, and it's either way it works fine. But I think the mix down would be a little easier since you're not like having to. Well, I don't know. I'm not sure which one's easiest, but I mean, I guess the dynamic link is easier. It's one click, but a mix down kind of conforms it all into one single file, I think, and that makes it easier to drop into Premiere.
So that's what I did for Bob and Randy 3, and what I'm currently doing for Bob and Randy 4. With all the different voice actors, I stick them all into one big reel, and I mixed it down as the audio to go into Dragon Frame. And then if I hate the way it's paced in Dragon Frame, when I export, I can just chop up the audio in my mix down again and then go from there.
Yeah. Yep.
But hey, it works.
And that's another thing to bring up too, because in Dragon Frame, I actually have always just recorded stuff after I animate things. I'm a chump.
About that.
There was one video I remember I can't remember which video it was, but I remember there was a video I tried getting the I already had lines recorded and I tried putting them into Dragon Frame first. But I couldn't get it to work for some reason. There was just a ton of like white noise at the beginning of where the audio clip started. And then I had to like do this egregious process of like cutting it down, pulling it over, cutting it down more, pulling it over. And I don't know what happened. I didn't even look up any tutorials or anything on how to do it efficiently either. But I'm hoping soon with the current project I'm doing to start doing that a little bit. I haven't done it yet. I've videoed a lot of stuff, or I've done the animation for a lot of stuff already. But going forward, as I get voice actors coming in and have lines to actually go off of, I'm probably gonna start using that a little bit more, because that's a really good feature from what I've heard. Because I think you guys have said that you've used it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've done both.
I can't imagine a world where I don't use it, because
I mean,
it honestly feels like shooting blind.
Yeah, in a way.
In a way, like usually I'll have a script written up. Like there was a scene I was actually just doing earlier today, where one of the characters says, "Wait, why does he have this? He's been in that building for years. I'm sure he knows how to get everywhere in the building." Which I guess is a little tease for the horror project. But
it's horrible.
Lame.
Mm-hmm, really, yeah. But yeah, like I ended up I looked at like what I had written on the script here, and just based off of that, I had the character, move and articulate to what that will probably sound like in the final recording. So yeah, I've done that with all of my videos thus far. Unless I don't have voice acting in it, I don't do it.
Right.
Like I remember with episode 6, that one was really hard because that one is very dialogue heavy. But a lot of the stuff actually worked out really well. I'll just usually leave a ton of like dead, like longer frames for certain like cuts in the action or whatever.
Yeah.
So
that's what I do. Like when it's something like THAC, when it's really time based, I literally I don't usually do audio throw into drag a frame because that kind of wastes a little more time. But I always leave dead space, dead frames towards the end. That way I have cutting room in case I have extending room just in case I need to extend the shot just a little bit longer. But that's an animation tip right there for you. That's a bonus.
Wait, Jared, did you say dead space?
Ha!
Hey.
Funny.
Dead space. I know, hilarious.
That's a
year-old
joke.
I'm so funny. Ha 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 ha. I'm hilarious.
You're so funny. Hey, 5 subs. I need 5 more.
A host slot has just opened, formerly occupied by Trevor. Submit your auditions and meet in the gladiatorial arena in 5 minutes.
Whoever does the best Al Pacino impression wins.
Yep.
That's how we do it.
I used to do one of those. I'm trying to remember how to do it.
And say hello to my little friend. I don't know.
So
I haven't.
Say hello to my. No, it's going. That's not quite it.
Anyways, next tip would probably be before you do voice acting. You've been seeing me do it quite a few times already. I don't know why. My voice isn't even going that much. Just get some water. Drink some freaking water, man. Drink it.
Something.
Yeah,
just drink some
freaking water.
Have some liquids in your body.
Water's pretty good. I'd recommend tea as well. Definitely get like a cup of like say lemon tea with a little bit of honey after like a really hardcore round because you don't want to screw up your voice.
You know, that sounds pretty good actually.
What I when I actually was doing when I had to do the snake voice again for Metal Gear Thick, I looked up a tutorial on how to do it, and the guy actually suggested to drink milk, which in general it's not a good idea. But yeah, I think when you're trying to do something that's a much deeper gravelly tone, you want to go with drinking milk because I think that like helps kind of I don't know, it does something within your throat that gets it to kind of clench up a bit more.
It makes your throat thick. Literally, that's literally what it does. It coats around the edge of your esophagus. Trying not to be too disgusting here, but
Metal Gear Thick.
You gotta
Colonel.
What's it called? Phlegm lining around your esophagus, which is just to help with infection and all that. And when you're milk,
Colonel, I'm trying to sneak around.
Then you get that.
But
yeah,
I'm
exactly.
thick. The clap from my ass cheeks keeps alerting the guards.
Exactly.
That's I prefer a hot drink. A hot drink really helps help my throat. It helps wash this down with.
See, and like I'm not a soda drinker, but I feel like for me personally, drinking something that has a lot of carbonation in it would help.
You're not a soda drinker, if I remember correctly. In like your past vlogs, there are Sprites and
I drink stuff.
I'm not a soda drinker.
Go on the record though, actually, soda is a terrible idea. So
it's bad.
One of my favorite bands has a podcast called Bus Banter, and the lead singer Kevin Young, he was talking about some of the stuff that he does vocally because it's not quite voice acting, but at the same time, stage presence. You have to really be on top of things with your vocals.
You have to project.
Yep, exactly. And you have to scream. And trust me, I've heard Kevin. He screams. And one thing he does, he cut out soda entirely. He also makes sure that he tries to rest his voice as much as possible before a show, and he's always drinking water. And the one thing that he mentioned was the one time where he went a little too overboard with a couple of recordings. I think I know exactly which one it is now, come to think of it. And he actually had to talk with a voice coach and rest his voice a whole lot to develop like permanent damage. Because if you go way too far, you can damage your voice. Now, granted, I don't think you're going to damage your voice on a couple brick films. But if I were to do Martha every week, every day, I would probably damage something. So I don't do Martha every day,
Martha.
Yep. Which, for the record, though, I spent an entire week yelling Martha like over and over again, and goodness gracious, that was terrible. So I drank a lot of tea after that.
Do you know how hard it was to simulate a film camera for my entry? That's so hard to do for over like 5 seconds.
I know.
I literally had to repeat the clips over and over. I was going. It's so hard.
Dude,
that's when everybody thought Jared had too many beans for dinner. Just consistently making a farting sound with his nose.
Yeah, it's vocal flicks, not. Never mind.
It's not
fart. No, that doesn't fart.
Okay, you went there, not me.
Vocal fart. There we go. That's better.
Oh God,
that's so bad.
Oh,
wow.
No.
Gosh, we're not even halfway through, and we're already off the rails.
It's called pandering to our 6-year-old audience.
Gosh.
Okay.
6-year-old.
Yes,
6-year-old Army Unite.
Here's
the next tip would be buy yourselves one of these so that you don't spit constantly into your
pop filter.
Pop filters.
Yep.
A pop filter is the best thing you could get because it avoids the pops from popping all the popping time.
Well, I can hear the pops right there, boy.
So there's different channels called explosives because I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Pretty self-explanatory.
It is.
Not only are those extremely awful in your audio, but with some delicate mics, it can actually damage the hardware if you're being super expensive. Like, welcome to Ripped Away Part 2.
Ripped
Away. And I love
that sounds
it
awful. Put a
so
pop
much.
filter. Which I need to get my mount set back up. I have like no room in here, so we'll figure it out. and if you don't. If you don't have a pop filter, the other good thing to do would be to at least keep a good distance away from your mic. Yes.
But if you mics of like a pickup range, which in that case, then you probably would want to resort to a pop filter. They're like $5 on Amazon. It's a drop in the bucket in terms of trying to get one.
What's a drop in the bucket?
I don't know.
Is that like an Eastern phrase? I've never heard of that.
Drop in the bucket like means it's not that big a deal.
That must be an Eastern phrase.
I've never heard that before. Yeah,
it must be an Eastern thing.
I was ready to say I never heard it. Trevor feels self-conscious, but yeah,
Chris has. He's don't lie to me, fool.
Here's another voice acting tip. Here's a good one. Record your lines in a carpeted room. Don't do it. Do not do it in like a bathroom because there's so much echo. Unless you're
actually recording a scene that takes place in a bathroom, which funny enough, I actually realized one of my scenes does take place in a bathroom.
Don't do it, man. Yeah. Don't do it.
It's easier. It's easier just to add the echo effect in post.
It really is so much easier.
Sounds better.
If you like to, the best way you're going to get your audio, like if you're going to get your audio to sound the most optimal and prime way that it can, just focus on the vocals, like, or the visual effects. That's what I was going for.
See,
sound effects, not visual. What am I talking about?
Noah says, all I have is wood floor. Well, Noah, here's a tip. Get some blankets, cover up your wood floor.
Or cover up.
Or
record under a blanket, like Chris is doing right now. That also works.
Actually, Jumbo Gauge does it. He's the one that introduced me to that trick.
Yeah, I've done it before, and it works very well.
I know famous YouTuber Matt Pat.
Bunker a loft. I have my mattress up top, which really helps with reducing vibrations.
I know very famous YouTuber Matt Pat from Film Theory and Game Theory and GT Live and all those channels. He records in a closet. Like he just sets his MacBook and his mic up there and records in a closet that's full of clothes because that really helps with getting rid of a lot of background noise and stuff like that. I always record just here. I don't do anything like special or whatever. It's very surprising as to how good the audio sounds because I just use my Blue Snowball, which is a very good recommendation for mics.
Very cheap.
It's very cheap. It's like $50,
Drop in the
$60,
bucket.
yeah.
Drop in
exactly.
the bucket.
maybe not as much of one as getting a pop filter, but I literally just record using this. Like I'm surprised because it's a very like large room. Like this goes back like a good ways back here, but everything in here is carpeted. I have like the couch and chairs and stuff here.
Yep. The binders on the shelf.
And there's a furnace that's like right here behind this bookshelf in like a back room there. So I'll even like there will be times where I'm recording and that'll like kick on and it usually actually doesn't mess things up too much. Just with using the noise reduction in Audacity, it's surprisingly good how everything sounds fine. I don't know how like it's lucky enough that that's the way that is, but I digress. So
I know another the carpet and the binders, because you have all that paper absorbing on the wall, which isn't too bad. It's kind of a hack job, but it works. The couches are, they're covered in blankets and stuff from what I remember, so that was definitely absorbing part of it. Isaac, I can confirm that it is carpeted and has a furnace.
Yes, this is
true. Real, it actually had some pretty good sound response in there. Like when we were doing the podcast, I was really surprised.
Yeah, so like, because the other thing that I know to do, I remember this from like an old science video I used to watch like way back when.
Science with Trev.
Bill Nye, the science guy. If you have egg cartons, you can attach those to like the walls of the ceiling, with like tape or I don't know, any adhesive that you can find that's not going to destroy the wall or the paint on the walls, and you can use those as sound filters, unless of course you just want to go out and buy some sound filters. I mean, I might even consider doing that, just buying like maybe four or six sound pads and just putting them like right up above my computers here.
Yeah, they're very cheap on Amazon. You can buy a pack of like 10 for like maybe.
Oh, that's not too bad.
$10, I think. Let me check. Yep. Amazon, not sponsored.
Well, we love it,
trick,
though.
Which is probably overkill, but I can think of it. In my situation, it would definitely work because I technically don't like permanently live here. But you can make sound tiles if you have like a wooden frame and you use towels wrapped around the frame. You have to kind of staple it in place, but it actually works pretty darn well for sound response. Just insane. I'm tempted to try that because I want to be able to hang stuff up without having to put like a whole bunch of adhesive or nails to the walls or anything, because I don't live here permanently. So.
Yeah, you can buy a 12-pack.
20 years later.
A 12-pack of those sound panels on Amazon costs you about $19. So it's not terrible.
Version.
It's $1 per panel, like
pretty much, like $1.50 maybe.
Drop in
the bucket, man. Yeah.
Oh Lord, I'm very happy I introduced this to you today, Jared. I think we've all learned something new today.
We do learn something every day. Speaking of our next tip. What is it, Trev? I don't know. I
ran out of tips.
It was a transition.
I don't know what to use. Yeah. I guess maybe now we can start talking about like kind of doing specialized voicing types, like going deeper versus going higher versus I don't know whatever.
It's just experimentation. It's just practice.
It really is. It's that plus a mixture of doing SFX, not VFX. And it's just kind of like you put the two together and bam, you get results. Yay.
Well, there's kind of a little bit of a caveat to that. From Mr. Grant Cook and Mr. Brent Miller. Grant Cook being my favorite VFX artist ever and Brent Miller being my favorite voice actor ever. But one thing Grant's mentioned in the past is that when you're adding effects to stuff, especially when he was doing, say, like the Batman voice tutorial, he says that you got to start off with something that at least sounds like the character, and then you can kind of amplify that. So, like for my film, for instance, I recorded everything like this. It's got more Bale than more Batman. Works. I'm Batman. Exactly. Now, if you walk and go, I'm Batman. I'm going to save Gotham. You can't put VFX on that because it sounds nothing like the character. You haven't matched the tones. You haven't matched kind of gravelly aspect. You don't sound like you're a masked vigilante beating up people in the middle of the night. If I had VFX to that, it might sound ish like Batman, but it's going to sound like me wearing Batman's mask. It's not going to do anything. So you got to walk in with some sort of, Thunderstruck's I think Thunderstruck's thinking I'm doing Bane here, but this is my Bane voice. But so,
I'm wearing a mask.
So the Grant Cook point, walk into something that you could just accent, not completely modify. And the second thing being that voice from Brent Miller, he says this on his channel. If you don't know who Brent Miller is, voice actor for Zane. He is a phenomenal guy. Go check out his channel. He's the coolest ever. I sent him a Christmas sweater. It was a lot of fun. But one thing he says is that voice acting, you can't just think about it as doing funny voices, because anybody can do funny voices, but no one's going to pay you for it. The point being that when you have a character, a lot of the character is thinking about the emotion that comes through the voice, not necessarily the tone of it. One of the things that I've done with Randy's voice and Bob and Randy, you can always talk like this, and it's pretty stale, because he's just a naturally chill guy. There's no reason for me to break out with emotion. Where it's like, Bob, he ranges from, we're gonna save the day to, I completely hate your guts. Like
Whatever.
A little bit of a different emotional take there on what Bob's thinking. So it's not just me doing a goofy voice, it's a goofy voice with indicators of what his emotional state, what his thoughts are, that sort of thing.
You think darkness is your ally. You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it, raised by it. I didn't see the light until I was already a man.
Hello there. Before the stream, we were doing a lot of hello there. But also, yes, if you think that I have the best hello there ever.
Hello there.
Hello there.
You know, dude. Speaking of
here we go
off topic. Okay, so there's this video. There's this video of the hello there, but it's like 1,000,000 times repeated over and over again.
Sounds beautiful.
Oh goodness.
Hold on, I gotta find it. It's so funny. It's 67 million times.
67.
Oh
it goes from like 1 to like 10 to like 20, and it keeps going up.
Dublin. Oh wow. It's actually on that note, like I think Trev and I, we tried both doing an Anakin voice, and Jared couldn't. And one of the things that brings to my point is that if you just can't nail a voice,
don't do it.
About it.
Don't do it.
Don't do
it.
Yeah, like find another voice actor. There's a whole brickfilms community of people who do it.
There's like 100 guys out there.
CastingCall.com. Sorry, CastingCall.com. That's the name. Goodness gracious.
CastingCall.com. That's what you use?
Yep. I haven't used it myself, but I've had a lot of people reference it. I'm tempted to start using it. Maybe even.
I've used behind the voice actors, I think.
That's the other good one.
And that's
I realized for me, while it's very hard to find female VAs within the community. Lainey, of course.
There's Lainey, and that's about it.
To mind.
Actually, there's another person who's been coming in, No Nap, and she's been doing a good job. So look her up.
Yeah, so I've been trying to find somebody that I'm gonna have in my film. So I might have to resort to one of the little outside sources. I know Fiverr too. It's not the best website in the world from what I've heard.
I have used CastingCall.club before.
But it's like, if you're willing to pay $5, there's people on Fiverr that might be willing to do voice acting stuff for you.
Behind the voice actors is free, and all you have to do is like create a login, and then create a project, and then put your character out there, and then just wait and check back every day to see if anybody like auditions for it, and then if you like it, send them an email. Boom, there you go. It's free.
Yep.
Yeah, I know. Like,
I think we all remember whose audition. Holding Our Own did an audition for his series, and he got a very strange audio clip.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that
was a beautiful disaster.
Just have to be aware of, like, don't commit someone to a role unless you know they can deliver, because otherwise you might be disappointed, and they might actually end up being embarrassed because they felt like they tried their best and it just wasn't what you're looking for, and it can just be awkward. Do your research.
Mm-hmm. That's the thing is you just have to be comfortable when you're doing voice acting stuff, and method acting can help a lot with, like, really enveloping your character. Like that's the one thing when Chris puts his hood on. That's the one thing when I do voice acting, I'll constantly talk with my hands. I mean, I do that normally anyways, but I'll talk with my hands. I'll like move around and stuff like that. It just helps me to feel like more comfortable while trying to envelop the character. And another thing too is just there's days where I'll just like kind of experiment and just randomly just start talking in one voice. I remember one day I came home from school, no one was home, and I just started talking in this crazy mad scientist voice. And it I don't know what it was. I just was doing that for like 5 minutes.
You have a problem.
Hey, turn around to your parents and say
I'm an insane person. But yeah, I was gonna do that for a certain project, but the project never went anywheres. So it kind of stunk. But yeah, I was really like, I haven't had any clips either, or any videos or whatever recently, where anybody has needed a mad scientist. So come Halloween, if any of you guys need any mad scientist voice actors,
when the Hidden Side sets come out, there you go.
Oh.
Yes.
There you go.
I'm thinking if I decide to get all those sets, I'm probably gonna make some films with those. Like,
Better.
But make your horror film first.
Yes, horror film will be done first. That's going to be done before the summer, though. Like, that's my main goal, is to have that done before the summer. And the summer, I'm going to allocate towards, hopefully, episode 7, which will probably be the last My Unluckiest Life episode for a little while. I don't know. It depends on how school goes with me, too.
Comicbook.com announces My Unluckiest Life is ending.
Is officially ending in 2019. No, it's not. It'll continue. I have big stuff planned still for the future of that series. Granted, I'm hoping eventually, especially after getting out of school, which is still for another, and I still have that for another 4 years. But I'm hoping eventually after getting out of school, I can try and do some freelance stuff. Try and make it on YouTube and or any other new platform that pops up, because YouTube is kind of dying.
Yeah.
Who knows? Well, I know Zach Macias right now. Yes, yeah, I know. We have some. There will be a very cool Bob and Randy crossover in that episode. So I guess you got that to look forward to.
Yep.
So. Yeah, but I know like Zach Macias and or at least I know he does a lot of his animation stuff for just freelance now, and I mean it sounds like he enjoys it quite a lot. So yeah,
a lot of work, man.
You
gotta get there.
Gotta work hard. Gotta show people your worth. You gotta perfect that craft. It's gotta be.
Which while we're at it, something I started doing, something I think other people are gonna be doing as well. Something I was recommended by a friend. Portfolio. If you're gonna voice act, have somewhere where people can reference it.
Yep, I have a playlist on my channel that shows all my voice acting videos that I have participated in.
Boom.
I need to do that. I feel like I haven't done a lot of stuff for other people's videos in terms of like larger roles. But I also haven't pursued it a ton either. I remember there was a time I was like, hey, I really want to do voice acting for a lot of you guys' projects. And I kind of just kept not having time to do it. I know Last Brick Productions, he sent me a script recently, and I have yet to do the voice acting for that. If you're watching this,
oh my gosh! Thanks for the reminder. I almost spaced it.
If you're watching this Last Brick, I'm gonna try and do this today.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, but I probably have a bunch of other stuff too. I know there's actually a lot of clips I've sent to other people for films that just haven't been finished yet. Like I know Sebastian Segura, I did some stuff for him. I've been progressively doing small things for Mr. Star Wars Studio. I think that's really about it.
Really, my outlets are you, Chris, Stu. I guess when episode 2 of Ace Brickman comes out, then that one.
Sam. Yeah.
Sam. Yes. Who else? I think I did Caleb Beto Bricks a couple of times.
Did you contact Laney at all?
Huh?
Did you contact Laney?
I don't know.
Actually, I can't even think of any films where you had like a big voice actress role. I don't know.
I know Brick 7. That's a voice actor Austin's referred to a few times.
Oh yeah, I've done Austin a couple of times. Matt a couple of times. Oh, Tom a couple of times.
Tom, yes. Oh yeah, Tom has that special Star Wars film coming out soon. I forgot. Yeah, I was in that too. That's something he still hasn't released yet. No, he's working on that slowly but surely.
Tom's got a role in episode 4. Austin's coming back. I'm so happy about it because every line Austin said in episode 3 was my favorite. I also started reaching out to some of the 2D animation community. So for any of you who know, say like Rebecca-chan, I found her videos. I've been hanging out on her server, and I asked her if she wanted to voice act for Bob and Randy, so she'll probably be there. Hoping that will escalate into more 2D animators / brick filmer, collaborations, meetups. That could be a lot of fun. We'll see how it goes. Sound like she had fun with the role. Took a while to get the lines, but then again, that's how it is with any voice actor. Which actually, for the record, if you send voice acting lines to someone, give them a script and a deadline. Or at the very least, if you have neither and you want them for the role, just say, hey, I want you to ask you tentatively for this role. I'll send you a script and deadline as soon as I can, but nothing's set in stone yet.
I think not only that, they should send not only a script and deadline, they got to send in some sort of direction. Because I know some people send me script all the time.
Oh,
and I'm like, okay, thanks. But, what's my character? Like, who am I? Who am I? Like, tell me. Because I don't.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I just end up guessing.
And I would also say, like, don't feel afraid to, like, if you have somebody do something for you and you're not pleased with it, or you still need them to do more. If you're on a tight schedule, I know it can be hard, but just reach back out to a person again. Like, it shouldn't be too much of an inconvenience for the both of you, especially if it's like literally you just need, hey, can you sneeze into the mic for me, please? Thanks. Like, yeah, it shouldn't be that hard to get a hold of them. Granted, you want to, check in. You want to check in with them and not like feel like you're completely intruding on their lives or whatever. But it shouldn't be too big of a deal. I know just recently, actually, I talking about Zach Macias again. He will be appearing in my upcoming horror film. So I gave him kind of like a short description of what who his character is. I didn't really tell him like how I wanted him to sound. I didn't really need him to sound any specific way. If you're trying to have somebody do like, hey, I need you to do a British accent for this, you probably want to list that out.
Yep.
But I kind of just said, hey, you're going to be this character in the film. You have all these lines that show up here in the script. I don't have any specific due date when I need these, but maybe just by the end of the month, if you could have them done, that would be awesome. Thanks.
Actually, one thing I want to point out, because I know he's here on chat, Noah Sprague. He sent me some lines for a video, and he actually sent me a video of a compilation of the character's voice throughout the years in a video game series. I'm going to try not to spoil your thing too much, Noah, because I know that's your deal. But he sent me the character reel with like 5 or 6 different versions of the character throughout history, and still sent me a prompt, and I was actually able to figure out how the voice is supposed to work. So I was like, okay, I'm good about this now.
Yeah, I forgot about that, Noah. I don't know if you still have that. If the deadline's still open on that for the casting call, because I'd be willing to do something for that.
Yeah, I was gonna do it, but then I forgot. But now I remember, so I might consider doing it.
Star Fox, we gotta stick together. I haven't played a game.
Well, now you just gave the name of the project.
Well, everybody knows what it is. The casting call has been out.
Yeah, that's true. Never mind. You're cool. And then on the
other
hand,
here's the plot. Everyone dies. Oh.
Yeah, I did have one guy, not going to drop names because I think it's going to be a good project anyways. But I did have a guy who basically just said, hey, can you voice act? And that was just the message in the email. I'm like, sure, but can you give me some direction? It's like I ended up having to guess on this character. It looks an awful lot like a comedy. And I think I just got really lucky by doing this super comedic voice. Where I'm just like, oh, I'm going to light the woods on fire. But what if it was a drama? What if this was like a biopic of his grandmother's life and I just accidentally screwed everything up with my stupid, corny voice? Like,
it's actually probably Smokey the Bear.
Please.
It's actually probably just a Smokey the Bear commercial. Only you can prevent forest fires.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
You're out of here. Get out.
I'm trash.
Get out.
Yeah,
I'm gonna leave so I can go do stuff for Noah. Okay, bye.
Bring your gladiator sword to Arena 3, and we'll see who gets to be the next Frame100 host.
Hey Noah, when does the auditions for Star Fox end? Because I forgot. I hope it's not.
I mean,
soon.
he said it's still open. So
okay, I don't want to forget.
Do it today.
Yeah,
Only you can do it today.
Only you can audition for Noah Sprague Studios.
Oh, that's another thing too. If you're trying to envelop a certain character, like if you have a certain character in mind or a certain like accent or voice in mind, just watch a lot of reference material with that character in it. Like if you're trying to do somebody with like a Brooklyn accent, watch Tom Holland. Watch a lot of films with New Yorkers in them, like Ben Stiller. Is Ben Stiller a New Yorker? Yeah, he's a New Yorker, right?
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I'm bad with this stuff. But yeah, just like go and watch source material. Like if you're trying to do the Joker, go back and listen to all the different renditions of the Joker.
Time out, you failure. Tom Holland. Spider-Man is not from Brooklyn. He's from Queens.
Sorry,
on, bro.
Sorry.
Come on.
Sorry, God. I'm thinking Miles Morales. That's what I'm thinking. Sorry.
Yeah, he's probably
Miles
from Brooklyn.
Morales.
Actually, Tom Holland is a good example of somebody who does kind of pull off a bit of a New York accent, even though he's British.
Or Karen Gillan, like her. I was like blown up because all the voice acting roles I've ever seen, or all the roles she's ever had, she's done stuff with her American accent, and if you don't follow Jablinski Games over on YouTube, Jack Black's YouTube channel, which is the best thing you can subscribe to on YouTube next to PewDiePie. His stuff is so good. But anyways, he had Karen Gillan on because they're currently filming Jumanji 4, and
Jumanji 4.
Yeah, there's 4 of them. There was the first one. There's a second book in the series called Zathura. That was, I forget who the movie was directed by, but they made a movie. Zathura.
That's not Jumanji.
Well, it's the same. It's the sequel to Jumanji. It is not. It's a different game.
It is not Jumanji.
Well, anyways,
4 of these things. Like, give it a rest, people.
It's by the same author. It's the same author of Jumanji, but it's not a Jumanji sequel.
Well, I don't know.
It's not.
He calls it Jumanji 4. I'm going to go with Jumanji 4. Anyways, Karen Gillan, she has a very thick Scottish accent. And it's something I never really like. I knew she was Scottish. I knew she, pulled off an American accent for her roles in Jumanji and the Avengers and Guardians films. But it's like I had no idea that it was such a thick accent. Like it's very prominent. And her just talking the whole time, it was really weird to get used to. But I mean, yeah, if you can get like a really good accent down or something like that, it can be like indistinguishable. It's like Steve Carell doing Gru.
A lot of exposure, a lot of practice. 2 examples. One, there's a weird phenomenon where a bunch of kids in the U.S. have developed British accents because they watch so much Peppa Pig. I kid you not. There are news articles about this thing.
Oh, that scares me. I don't like that.
Number 2, lead singer for All Eternity. He's from Australia. He sounds American. So much practice, you cannot even tell between his singing parts and whenever he stops to introduce the next song. It is completely ridiculous. You can figure out a way to switch accents on the fly when you need to, change the way you're presenting. You don't really need to think, all right, I'm moving now from this accent, switching to this accent. I mean, it's a way of just changing your delivery. You're not exactly, transitioning from one section to another section. You're just transitioning the way that you're carrying around your presentation.
Yeah, it's like
that way. You're just sweeping across a range.
Yeah, it's like Liam Neeson and Chris Pratt. I mean, in the first Lego movie, you see Liam Neeson. I mean, he flips between the good cop, bad cop voice on the fly, which is really impressive. And then even Chris Pratt in the Lego Movie 2, he has to do the voices for Rex and Emmett, and they do actually sound surprisingly different. Like the more I think about it and go back and watch trailers and the movie itself again, it's like it's really weird how they actually do sound very different. And even he's a good example of basing a voice off of somebody else because he tried to channel his inner Kurt Russell for the role of Rex. So taking some inspiration from Guardians 2. But yeah, it's like, they do it in out in Hollywood, so why not do it here?
Honestly, takes practice.
It all takes practice.
Boom.
Very much so. Very, very much so.
One way I'm taking
is
as we
coaching
come down.
Miller. It's on his channel. I think I might just take up on that. We'll see what happens.
Do it.
And you can even just do something as simple as literally just standing in front of a mirror and rehearsing with yourself or just reading through a script.
Yep.
You could pause a movie and try to replicate the line you just heard or scrub through YouTube.
It's true. It's true. Just practice all the time. Practice in the car. Practice in the shower. That's what I do.
Clear the voice every once in a while.
Do anything though.
It's true.
You come with all the greatest ideas in the shower. You can do the greatest voice acting in the shower. Heck, you can make it to American Idol in the shower. Then you actually make it to the show and realize this is a mistake.
Yeah. The shower is a great place to do a lot of great things, except showering.
Except showering, yep. It's a good place for ideas, good place to do voices, good place to sing, good place
to win competitions out of all of a sudden, good place to dream. Good place to live a life. Good place to have a family. Good place
to not slip and break your neck.
That's right. Well, I don't know.
It's just like an alternate dimension.
Help! I've fallen. I can't get up.
I'm in the shower. Life alert.
But you can't
Life
tell.
Alert. Help!
You're still half asleep.
Exactly.
And then you wake up, and then you're in an alternate universe when you're not in the shower.
Chris is too woke.
Call this showerception.
Sourception. Fudge.
Yeah.
I messed it up. Sourception.
So as we close down,
yeah, well, we're slowing down a bit here, so we're gonna
slowing down here on the Frame100 podcast, 102.5.9.
Take it away, Jared. Take it away with your smooth, melancholy voice. Oh yes.
Welcome to the last hour of the Frame100 podcast here on 102.7.9 Frame100 podcast.
27.9. Sound like too many numbers.
Those are too many numbers.
Radio station?
we just built a radio station right now, and now the Frame100 podcast is the #1 show in America.
Called it. I knew it.
We knew it. Hitting 100 subs, becoming the best show in America.
I told you I could do it, Mom and Dad. I told you.
So in summary, for voice acting, just practiced. Get the right equipment, the right mic, the right audacity. Drink a lot of water, milk, hot tea, hot cocoa, hot chocolate, anything you can name up, even though those are the same thing. Drink a lot. Not alcohol. Don't drink a lot. That's bad. That's bad. Don't do that.
Watch what you drink.
Watch what you drink with your eyes
apple
and
juice.
drink it.
Get that apple juice. Go get the juice.
Keep those vocal cords nice and soggy and fluid. Get them all a lot of fluids in there.
Moist.
Up on the water.
It's moist.
But just practice. That's all. It's all just practice. And if you need examples, look them on YouTube, watch videos, and just keep practicing. You'll get there, and then soon enough, you'll get an audition, and you'll get that part in a brick film, and you'll say your voice will be out there for the world to hear, and maybe you'll get more jobs that don't pay money. There you go. That's the way of living life in the brick filming community.
Getting jobs.
Sprite cranberry. Gotta get some Sprite cranberry.
Oh, disgusting.
Yeah.
Sugar.
Telling you guys.
But that's it from us today. Feel free to go, follow, for the new people that have subscribed, if it's actually new people that aren't, just using alt accounts. You can find all of us. You can find the Frame100 podcast on Twitter at Frame100 podcast, all one word.
You can find all of us on Twitter.
You can find me at it's at Trevor_SNN.
I'm at the Dude Brick.
I am the Senate.
Oh, gosh.
Chris is at I am the Senate, all lowercase.
Oh. at Goldbrick Pro on Twitter, Goldbrick Productions on Instagram. I'm thinking of reopening my MySpace page. I hear that's making a comeback.
Yeah, I might do like a quick little Vine, channel real quick and upload my brick films to Vine. I think that'd be pretty cool. I might even do TikTok. TikTok sounds pretty cool. I might use some brick films on there.
It's good.
Brick film memes. Why not?
Don't at me.
You forced my hand for the last time, Alex.
Inward blast.
It's beautiful.
That's
if you guys don't know what we're talking about, you gotta find it on TikTok somewhere. It's
so
Steve
good.
and Lego Steve and Alex, and Steve has the Infinity Gauntlet. It's beautiful.
But yeah, don't forget if you want to submit some topics to us. There's a Google Forms down below.
In the description, in the bio, link in bio.
In the BIOS, you have to press Control-Alt-Delete and then something F9 to get there. I forget. Chris may know, so just ask him.
Also, reminder: put your best Ripped Away 2 title in the comments. Finish this going live. Put it in the actual comments. We will pick a winner within the week, and I will contact you for a minifigure packet. So
and Chris is serious. We're not. This is not a joke. We are serious.
And aren't we finishing up?
Do I look like I'm joking?
We are. We are finishing this season of season 100 sometime soon. Probably in the next couple of weeks. I forget.
If not next week, it'll probably be.
It'll probably be next week because we're trying to.
It probably will.
We're trying to. We're still on, some videos for Project Crafting Table to get those all released out, and then we'll probably have on me, Trev, Chris, Sam, Seza, Noah. Hopefully they can come on, and then we'll end on that note, and we'll be gone for I don't know, a month, probably a year, maybe a month or two, maybe 2 years.
We're just gonna go die.
So we loved having OBS, but we hated not having video. So we're gonna try to find a way to merge those two again together.
That's why we've been back on Hangouts over here because
it's just been easier
when people see our beautiful, pretty faces.
We have too much on our OBS. We're trying to cut down on it.
We're trying to. I'm trying to cut down the OBS fat. You know what I'm saying, dog? So, but yeah, thank you, JJ Abrams, for coming to the show. Your light flares, I really appreciate it. Darth Sidious, appreciate it for coming. Thank you, Dragon Brick, Darth Droid, Thunderstruck. Who else came? Noah came for a little bit.
Star Studio 100.
Stu came a little bit. Isaac came. Thank you guys for showing up. We'll see you guys some point in time, probably next week. Who knows? Trev will tweet something probably. And he's looking pretty scary, looking pretty ugly. He looks like a.
I'm getting you all prepped for my. I'm putting the light up to my mouth like it's my microphone. I'm getting you all prepped for my my horror film. So.
Dude, you look like you got this energy ball like in your mouth, and like you're like the ball. It's like rising.
I found my true potential, or it's
true calling.
If I can get this to like. My Kamehameha blast.
Kamehameha.
Oh
my god.
Trevor, I hate everything about
That's it. We're done.
All right, thank you guys. We'll
done.
see you guys probably next week. Have a great weekend. Have a great rest of the week. Be safe. Don't drink and drive.
Yourself.
And go make something.
And do it.